Okay, I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to another video here. In this particular video, I'm going to be showing you some animation stuff on walking. Okay. Sorry for the rough intro there. This is kind of reference for myself too. Now you may be looking at this elaborate design thing I've done here, and it kind of looks a bit crazily rough, right? It's kind of confusing to look at. I've got all these different details and stuff going on here, you know, and all these different parts to the image. It's basically a walking animation, and I'll show you that playing in a moment. Now I'm just going to just quickly fix up this leg line here just quickly. Yeah, it's about right. So basically what I've got here is a reference for walking. Let me just turn off a few things just so you can see what's what. In fact, I just realised I don't actually need this line. We've got a line there already. So I'm going to turn off that, turn off this stuff, the hub if you want to call it that. Turn off the onion skins for this as well, and let's just look at the animation first for a walking. It's walking towards us. Okay, now you can see how everything's moving. Now the hip line is kind of moving a little bit there, and it shouldn't really be moving. The hips do move somewhat. I'll say that they do move somewhat, the hips, but for the most part, okay, the hips are just in one, you know, area. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. That it's in one area for the most part. Okay, there's not too much movement. You could have hip movement, hips, you know, swaying and bobbing up and down and tilting and all the rest of it. But for the most part, they're on this one line. Okay, the hips. Okay, here. Let's just keep it like that. It's going to be moving a little bit here, but you know, just look at the basic thing. It's just staying on that, in that area, you know. So it's in that one area there. It's just in that one area, you know. But if you look, we have the hips line and the knees line, and then the feet, the line for the feet. Okay. And if we go to the first frame, the initial frame is, we could do this with just three kind of parts. We could have it like, the initial part is when the foot steps out, you know, but that's broken into two parts. So the first foot that steps out, basically, in front for the walk, the toes are pointed up. And in the next frame, if you look at that same foot, the foot goes flat down. But as it does so, let's go back again, as it does so, that line we have there, this bottom line, actually goes back on itself. So it rises, okay, as it steps. See, watch, the bar raises up, it's kind of, okay, and the foot goes flat onto the floor now. It's not toes pointed up anymore. So as it does that, it goes slightly back on itself, or the bar raises, basically what it is. Now, big thing to keep in mind here is the sizes of things. Like you can see here now, like the whole leg, basically this whole leg. If you look at these two legs, we'll show you in a moment. It's like almost like this is a whole shape. We can look at it as two parts. Like, excuse me. We can look at this as like two parts. Like this is one part, and this is another part, and here and here. We can do that. Or we can look at it like, as I say, this is one big triangular like shape here, see? And then the one that's forward is longer. So obviously they get shorter as the legs move, you see. And the other one gets longer, and then the other one gets shorter. And that's one way you could basically work it. I think that's probably the best, one of the best ways of doing it. Just understanding where the feet go, obviously. Don't answer my own question there. But still though, what you can see though is the difference in the knees, okay? I think a good way to express this, to show this, would be maybe even to have, like, you know, another line to show where the feet are, you know, like for example this back foot, you see how the feet separate differently, see? But I don't want to have that line just for now, because I'm going to confuse you. I was just trying to say that between these two feet and between these two knees, the line, can you see there's spaces as it moves, see? But what I'm trying to show is this area here. You can see how the knees move, like right. They split. One's higher than the other ones as they move. You know. With the bottom one, obviously you could do the same thing. I could like express this foot and this foot. See, by doing another line here and showing the same sort of thing, just like we did with the knees. But the point I'm trying to say is, just watching where the foot is, the one that's stepping out. You see, as it goes flat onto the floor, the bar slightly raises up a little bit from here. You see here to here now. Okay, and then when you go to the next frame, they're flat parallel, and those knees from the first frame we started on, they are one high and one low. See, one high and one low for the knees. But when you go to the next frame, they end up parallel here, just like the hips are parallel. The hips are parallel the whole time, for the way I've done this one, as I say, and to do with the perspective too. Just a basic normal walk. But for this scene here, where you have, you know, this here, it's basically gone down. Basically, this one, let's see. Yeah, like they've gone to meet. So one's gone down and one's gone up from their original places. So here, boom. See, boom, 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 boom. So you can see that, right? If I turn this on the onion skins, you can see. See, look, kind of thing, right? Now, the foot. No, the one that's flat, as I say, you've got that movement where the bar is raising higher. Okay, so this bar here, because it's going back on itself, it goes up there, slightly up, okay, slightly back. I could have drawn it like this. It could have drawn it a little bit higher to show that. But you see the idea. That's the basic understanding of where that line is. Okay, from here to here, you can see how it's moving. In the next frame now, they've moved a lot from there, so you can see the 3 points. If you look carefully, can you see 1, 2 and then 3? It's actually moved 1 and then it's moved again. Look, see, 1, 2 and then 3. Oh sorry, no, 3. So here 1, 2 and then 3. Can you see that? 1, 2 and then 3. You can see how that line's moved up as well, can't you? So it moved, so the foot that steps out, basically starts with the toes up, the toes pointed up. Then the toes go flat on the floor. The foot places itself flat on the floor, and the bar raises kind of higher. And then the bar goes even higher, and the leg is it's going to be still, the feet are still flat on the floor, but you're going to make this triangle shape for the leg, if you can imagine this here, shorter, obviously, you see. And let's look at the back leg. So the back leg is like this. You got, you know, how can I do this? You can imagine like, so let's just start their initial position here. Okay, I'll do this, make it very faint like that, and we'll do 3 points again, right? 1, 2 and 3. They should meet up in the middle, is what I'm thinking. So I do a line in the middle, somewhere in the middle there, see? So one's higher and one's lower, as we know, but then we're looking at that back leg, the one that's back. Hang in there. As we move on to the next frame, yeah, can you see how it goes slightly lower? And actually what happens is it doesn't even include the third one. Like what happens is, oh, does it? Oh, it does, yeah, it does, yeah. So the one that's below, basically this one, so hold on, this knee here is going to raise up to the second point. This knee is going to raise up to the second point. It's going to go up, okay, basically here. And this one, this knee that's back, is going to go down to the second point, its second point. So they're both going to go to the middle, okay? So it goes boom, middle, see, now they're in the middle, okay, now they're in the middle, right in the middle, and then it goes up to here, you see, middle, so, you know, it's like they're walking, for the knees, you just remember it's up and down, the one that's closer is down, and the one that's further back is up. And then, you know, we'll write that down as we go. I'll take some notes down. So you've got like knees, okay, forward, foot, like forward leg. I'll put forward leg, down. This is for knees, okay. Back. So back, back, leg, up. And we're talking about knees, don't forget the knees, okay. And they both, so that's what basically happens. That's the basic rule there, okay. Then they both meet in the middle. So meet on midline when foot flat on floor, okay, and then they stay like that, and stay on midline. Can you read that? Damn. Stay on midline when legs side by side. I can read that anyway. So you see how, let's go back again. So we go there, so the knees, okay, the knees meet on the midline when foot is flat on the floor, and they stay like that when they're parallel. So meet on the midline and then flat on side by side, so they're still in the middle. That line doesn't really move much, right? It is here, okay. For the first one, no, as I say, for the first part, step one is like the forward leg, this one here, the knee is going to be slightly down. You can see that indicated there with the blue line. And for the leg that's back, on the left side of the screen there, the leg that's back, you can see that the knee is up, slightly higher. And they meet on the next frame, they both go to the mid, so as that foot that had its toes up now is flat on the floor, and its line has rose, you know, and the knees have gone parallel. Basically, for the stepping leg, let me just put this out of the way for a second. Well, okay, clear there. For the stepping leg, okay, what you're going to need to remember is basically things rise. So for the after a foot and a leg, you know, has stepped forward towards us in this case, okay. After that leg has stepped towards us, okay, everything basically, you could say, gets shorter, I guess. Let's look at that. Yeah, gets shorter, right? It gets shorter, yeah, because that thigh actually seems to be getting shorter. It looks like it's because the perspective. Let me see, here, whatever. But anyway, that's the way I've done it. Okay, here for this one. So like the foot that's forward and the leg that's forward, it rises. The knee, as it takes the step, as it places its foot down on the floor, the bottom, the lines, the line for the feet and the line for the knee start to rise higher, and the foot that's coming back towards us, the back foot, okay, the one that's furthest from us, as that approaches us, the line goes down basically, so the foot's going down to meet the bottom line, and the knee line also sinks lower as well. So you get the idea there, right? 1, 2, and then as they go side by side for 3, they also stay on that middle line. So it's like up and down, middle, middle. That's basically what you're going to have. It's like same thing. Up and down, middle, middle. Okay, so that's basically the thing for knees. And I think that's probably the better way to actually write it as well. So let's just get rid of that for a second, and I'll just write that down. Knees, okay, very easy. Okay, knees. Up and down. Then mid, mid. Okay, so what that basically means is, now I'll do a little diagram here. Up and down, boom, boom, then mid, mid, you know. Put a little line as well to show that. I could have done like letters as well to show it, I think that'd be better. Or right, left, you know. I can't get me left and right, it's fucking right. Sorry. No, I don't shift up. So, you know, that's basically what it is. That's the basic thing to remember. And then it goes on to the other side, as I say here. So here, so 1, boom, boom. The foot don't change. The back foot just hangs, as I say, it goes into the step as it moves, and then goes flat onto the floor, obviously, for the middle side by side one. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. For feet notes, okay, for feet notes, okay, feet, stepping foot, okay, stepping foot, okay, toes up, let me see, hang on, okay. I'm going to do this, okay. 2, 3. Like this, okay, toes, okay. Toes up, then flat, then flat, side by side, and what that basically means is like this, and I'll draw it as well, but as a point, see, and I'll draw a line, see, to show that, see. Yeah, I think I'm right with that, right? So, oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's like that's right. So from here, moving up all through, moving up all through. I understand anyway. Moving up all through. Yeah. So just watch that map. Okay. Sorry about the damn camera, sorry. Now, I'll speed it up obviously. Okay, so you can see how those knees are moving. I'll just put it a bit slower just so you can like visualize it a bit better. I'll speed it up. So now, that's a good walk, right? So now let's look at the other one. I think in some ways a side walk angle would actually be should be kind of easier. You still got to understand where the weight's going to go and stuff, but I think the reason I'm saying that is because you're not going to have to worry too much about perspective, because it's just literally going side by side, you know. So let's just look at this. Let me just turn off some stuff quickly. Just turn that off quickly to make it easier to see. When I play it, it looks like this, right? Okay. Now, when I turn this on, you'll see we've got these points as well. You can see how it's like moving from one point to the next. Okay. And I put this here like a 1 and a 2 originally to show how they move from point 1 to point 2, etc. with the lines. And especially when I put this on, like this guide you can see here. So you can see how that line's moving. But the only thing is, the bottom line, that the knees are right, but for the feet, there's actually a line in between. That's why the feet are like there's a third line in between, really. Not just 1 and 2. So I'll show you. If I turn this on, where's I've got to find the one now. So you've got this, all this stuff I've got going on. It's a real study, man. My grass there. Where is the damn thing? Oh, I kind of lost it. Hold on. Everything's visible. Where is it? I'm trying to find where that one was. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here. So I'm showing how the feet move to certain positions. And is this the one? No, I don't think this is the one. I thought there was like a middle line anyway. You can see how I've been trying to like work out where the feet positions go, you see. And I turn this off as well. Hold on. Ah, not the legs. I'm trying to make it as simple to visualise as possible, so. Can you see? Yeah. But yeah, you can see that. You can actually see that. You can see how that's moving. That middle point there, you see, yeah, the middle point between those, they're not distanced too correctly there, but you can see how we've got 2 pink spots at the bottom, 2 blue spots above, and then there's a line in the middle where they currently are standing, and there's like a little pink rectangle. Can you see that I posted in the middle there, put in the middle there to show it's actually right. It's just showing that how the foot moves from the front to the back. See, all the way back. So if this was in 3 stages, like for example here, can you see 3 stages? This is what I'm actually working for. Can you see? For this step, the foot is on the blue spot and the other foot's on the pink spot. When I do this, they're still there. Even though they've moved a little bit, they're just still there. You know. And that's a good enough guide alone, even if you didn't worry too much about those lines positions and stuff. Just the positioning of it, but you still got to keep it in mind. But you know, and then for the next step though, bam, they're parallel on that spot in the middle. See, boom to here, boom to here. So you could just go 1 toes up, middle, and then 1 toes up, then middle, and then. Where is it? Where the hell is it, man? This one, right? Yeah. Toes up. Okay, toes up. Then middle. Toes up. Okay, toes up. Then middle. Then toes up again. So remember, like the toes go up. It steps out straight from the middle, basically. Is what I've done here. You could have had another frame in between all that to make it much smoother, but the basic thing is 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3. But what I've got is I've got this other frame in between, see, to make it a bit more fluid. It'd be better to have even more frames, really. But you know, the thing is, playing that, you see how they're moving though. You see, they're literally moving up and down. I think a good way to express this would be a very good way at this, definitely at this point in time, would be to turn this down very faint. And very faint, okay, and I'm going to draw some triangles on top and work those to make them work. So inputting keyframes, inserting keyframes, sorry, to about, what is it, 7 or what have we got there? I don't know, it's not even that, is it? 6. Okay, yeah, 6, okay, so 1, and it finishes there, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, it's like up, flat, side by side, up, flat, side by side. See, and for the back leg, you just remember that it you know, for the initial step up, when the toe steps out the front foot, that knee's lower, just for that frame. Basically, the foot that's forward, the knee's lower, and the foot's lower. You know, but like the line, and then the back one is higher, and then they meet as the foot goes flat and raises. The knees meet on the middle line, so that one goes down. The one that's back, it goes down towards us, and the one that's closer, it goes, as it's going back, sort of thing. It goes up. Anyway, let's just do it in parts, right? Let's just do it in parts now. So from here, we've got the guide to work with as well. It's working from the hips line here. We've got this. This is shorter, see what I'm trying to say, for the initial step out, and this one's longer, right? Yeah, I'm drawing it again just to show. Let me just, before I do that, I'll make a duplicate of this layer because I want to do a triangle version as well. Just so I've got okay, short and long, right? Same for this. I mean, short, toes down, long, all the way down. It does go to the bottom here, but the heel's there and the toes are pointed up. Basically, that's what it is. Okay. Next one now. I go here. You see here, you can see that. But what happens then is you got the two. What's happened is that's going down. Right, should be going down. Boom, boom. Well, it doesn't look like it has that much, right? But the idea is that it has. The idea is that it has. There's movement going on anyway. I'll say that. This one's flat. Okay. 1, 2. So you can see that it's gone down there. You can see that back knee has gone down and the other one's gone up. So basically, what you're talking about is that shapes, changing shapes. What you're doing. This one, they're getting shorter. The ones on the left, these two shapes here, the thigh and the shin are getting shorter as they're going further away, obviously, and then the one that's in front of us is bigger, so longer. You know, that's basically what it is. But then, as they move back, they start to change. See, so now they're the same. The thighs are the same because the knees are aligned. Now the knees are going to be the same as I say, exactly the same, and so are the shins, and the feet are going to be on the middle point here. Right, so it's a bit of work to remind yourself. So for the initial steps, as the feet are stepping, there's another good point. Okay, as the feet are stepping, the front foot and the back foot, they stay more or less in their place. That's what I would say. Yeah, the feet, okay, stay within those circles, the pink and blue circles, low and high. They stay there throughout the step. Okay. They only move to the parallel position, which is here, the feet, on the middle, after the whole step. So even though it's two frames, like from one here, toes up and then toes flat, and the same for the other back foot, it's just kind of moving down a bit. But it's like really, they just stay within that area. That's what I'm doing here, and then to get this result at least. And then for the middle one, they're both on the middle there when they're side by side. But what it is what you do have is the shapes changing. So from this first frame, the thigh is shorter on the back leg and the shin. Then the thigh seems to get longer, basically. That's what you're looking at, really. The thigh seems to get longer. That's what it is. The thigh seems to get longer as it steps through, and so it's like thigh ready, and then it's parallel, and it's all ready now. See. And then for the front forward leg, same thing. So both thighs get, the thighs become the same size as it steps, as the foot goes flat, is basically what it is. And then they stay that way. And then you have the one thigh longer again, you see, same thing. So this thigh is longer now, this one's shorter, this one's raised higher, that's why. This has gone up here. This is here now, this is directly there. Think of where the end of the shin goes down all the way to the heel about here, and then the toes are pointed up. This one is just as I say, a short, immediately goes into a short hanging foot there, with it's above. As I said, they've both got to be off of the parallel line. They can't be on that parallel line anymore. One's back and one's forward. Okay, they stay there now. Hold on. Yeah, that one goes past. This one goes down now. You see how it's shorter, see? Or it should be, I should say. This one goes up and that one goes down. The thighs we're talking about, these thighs, they meet up on that middle line. Okay, and this one's flat, still on the thing, and this one's still here on the thing. And then for the last one, as I say, these still stay the same sort of size, but they go shorter, the two shins, and because the feet, that one goes longer, they have to like meet where the feet meet on the front there. So I turn this off now. I turn off, hold on, I turn that off and press play here. You should see the things there. It works, doesn't it? It absolutely works. Some way it looks better than what we already had as well there. So it's a very good analysis of what we've got. But we've got all this gear and stuff, all these guides, you know, to understand what the hell we're doing. So, you know, got this going. Now what I want to do is I want to do a poo. Now I want to do this. I want to put that down there. I have this one on as well. I think it's pretty good. What happened? Hold on. Bring this back. I want to go on top of this now and do like just triangles and just work that. Obviously we know how to do it properly, but it's just a thing, you know. So with these triangle shapes, I'm going to go with like orange triangles or in a brownish colour. Short triangle, long triangle, and they both meet on different points, you see. Okay, for the next one, you know, for the next one I've kind of messed up because I need to remember where them lines are, see, really. Let's see. No, it's not the line so much. What it really is it's you turn off the legs and just have those spots showing, yeah. That's what we need to focus on, really. So this is this. See, you're going to have a toe up, aren't you? And a toe down, right? One that's higher here and one that's lower there. The next one we're going to have, turn the onion skins on quickly. We're going to have, this one's not really moved much. But what happens is this comes down. I'm not mistaken, hang on. Yeah, so the middle, right, so about here. And then this one goes up to the middle there. Now this is still down, but the foot's flat. Yeah, that's right. Boom, boom. Next one, what you're going to have is same thing. They're still on the middle line, but these go down here long. I'm still drawing the actual shapes now, aren't I? Shit. And then the feet are both flat. So for the next one, let me just turn that goddamn advertisement off. For the next one, what we're going to have then is we're going to have, I'll turn this off just quickly and refresh my memory. What we really need to, what we should really have is a line there to show where the hips are, by the way. So let's go there. Okay, so okay, 1, 2 there. Just imagine that these legs are hanging from some washing line or something. Kind of creepy, but so there, boom. Okay. Then the next one, without even showing this, see if I can do it from my mind. This leg's going to be longer, right? This one's shorter. The foot's up like that on this one, and the foot's down on that one. The knee is, let me see, lower on this one. Right or wrong? Damn, hang on. Higher on that one. Damn, okay. Oh, the things that are back are higher. Just remember that. Okay, okay. Put knees there. And the next one. in the next one. Okay, so in the next, see, I should have some guidelines really. That's what I should do. Put guidelines in. But the next one, this meets somewhere in the middle. Just say somewhere in the middle. They're both in the middle. But this is still there. And this one is still there. The feet don't, only the feet change basically, is what we're doing, yeah. Only the feet change, is what it is with the step. So with the toes up, toe down, toe up, toe down. And the back foot just moving a little tiny bit there, but it's more or less on the same point, obviously, right? That's the whole thing. But the thighs, as I say, the one that's closer to, anything that's closer to us really, the knee, let's say, is down, you know. Down, yeah. That's what I've got here anyway. The one that's further back is higher. The same way as the foot, when the foot goes back like that, it's going to go higher, isn't it, on our line there? So to the next point, see. So we're going to go up here, let's say, parallel now, and they stay parallel on this line. They only, the thighs only move once. Remember that. Lessons for life. The thighs only move once, meaning the knees basically, they only move once, they only switch once from that first initial point of the back one being high and the front one being low. And the feet, they move to a parallel position in the end, to the middle, but it's the same thing. The feet stay though on those points. The back leg does, the back one doesn't really move much, the foot, but the front one is got a toes up and a toes down. That's basically all there is to it, really. Simple as there. So let's do that now. Let's turn off the onion skins and press play. Even turn off that hip line if I want to. Just play it. See? And that's how you do it in it, basically. Wow! Never thought I'd get that so fast. I hope this has been a good analysis video for you guys. Okay. What I'd like to do before I go is just a quick practice one as well. So I'll turn on that line again. Just move it across a little bit. You know, make it longer, damn it. Make it longer. Give this dude a friend, someone to sit with. I don't know. Hold on. Hold on, man. What's going on here? Now, if you're talking about walking upstairs and stuff, that's even harder. Really is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 6 frames in. Keyframes, insert multiple keyframes, 6. Okay, boom. So it's a 6 frame thing. What you need. There's 3 parts to the step, isn't there? Let's do it like that. Let's just draw it, imagining with no guides now as such. I'll try my best to just focus on what I've got. You've got a hip line, obviously. You're going to know where the parallel line is, I guess, for the ground, the character, right? You're going to know where that is. You're going to have to know where that is. So I guess you could simply do like some lines like that. You know, you could do that, and you could probably do a middle line for the knees. That would probably help, especially if you're doing a walking animation like this. And remember, another thing, okay, is it's not that different from a character walking away from us, looking at the back of the legs. All you'd really need to do is kind of change, you know, reverse everything, you know. We've changed the look of the feet, but we're doing this in this one, as I say. Just put these faint for a moment so we can see what we're doing. So let's do that. Okay, so initial step, bam, boom. Okay, initial step. Boom, boom. Let's just do those first. See what we got. Okay. Oh, we're on the wrong frame for a start. Boom. Okay. Boom. One's got to be higher, one's got to be lower, right? Ah, here we go. So that's all you got to know. So just do that. One long, one front, one back. The feet are like this, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can see that. Oh, so well, I just did the line a bit too short, didn't I? That's what I did wrong. So excuse me there. It's right. It's right. I've just done it a bit closer. It's like, you see, these lines here are actually more spread apart. It's a longer step, is what it is. See, in our case now, we've got one that's like this, okay, basically. hold on. So our one we've got here is the foot's like that, but it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing with it basically. So one's high, one's low, and you've got that middle line there. Okay, so let's do that. It's a small step, fair enough. Next one. Okay, so let's do it again. Next one is they still stay on the same thing. Remember the rule. They still stay on the same thing. One leg's got a bit fatter suddenly, mysteriously. This leg's here. I guess you would have it move a little bit, but what we're doing is we're changing that to make that foot flat now, and the knees meet on the middle straight away. Now for this next one, we're talking about and I missed something, didn't I? I did miss something. Did I miss something? Hold on, go back. 1, 2. Yeah, I kind of missed something there, right? So let's go back. So now we're going to do them. I've not moved the feet so much. I've just kept them in position basically. They basically just meet down to the middle, right? They just meet literally here now. It's only this frame where they meet at the middle, and they're flat, and the knees are still in the middle like they were in the previous frame. Boom, boom. That looks okay to me. And the next frame, kind of robotic, but still. Next frame is initially straight away. This one comes out. This one's back. One high, one low. The one that's shorter is higher. It's easy to remember because this one's higher and this one's higher. So, foot down, toes out on this one. Boom. Okay. Same position, more or less. Here, see. Here now. Make it a foot. Make these both the same, and then go again to the middle this time. Knees on the middle too, and the feet there. So if I play that now, and we'll just turn off that one so we don't get distractions, you know, and we'll just go in and see what this looks like. Hopefully it'll be okay. Yeah, it works okay. It works at least. What it was, the reason it's not looking like it's like amazing or whatever is because of the thing. Let me just do another one freehand here. It's because the other leg's not going back enough is what it is. That's the problem. It's not a problem, I'm just saying, like, you know, let's just do another one here, see? A couple of that natural looking legs if I can. Okay, so here, boom, see? Okay, put a leg there, you see? Okay. All the sound effects and everything. That could be like that. This could be like further back, you see, like that. That's what I'm trying to say, you see. Okay, put the onion skins on as well, damn it. Then these meet in the middle here somewhere. Boom, boom. There's a line, so it's 3 lines. Then this will be like maybe coming down a bit here. Boom, boom. Same position, bang. I know I've done the leg not like a perfect angle, I've kind of like done it so ugly, that the one on the right of us. And then we do like these, same line sort of thing here. And then they meet on this imaginary middle line here. So imagine where the heels are going to be about here. So you've got 1, 2 and 3, okay? Next one, and again initially this one's lower. This one's higher. Boom, boom. Okay, this goes down there. Something like that. Okay, should be. Here we're going straight down there. This is again hanging behind. Yeah, very short. See, much shorter this time. Then the knee goes to the same middle between those 2 lines there. Same sort of thing though. Then this one goes down, the toes pointed, and then lastly you're on the middle with the feet meet in a middle kind of place. The guy's going to be walking like a drunk man probably, but we're going to play it anyway. Let's see these 2 people walking together now. 2 people walking together on the beach. At least we understand that. So now what I've got to do is I've got to work on doing my side animation walking as well. What I will try to do is try to do a quick back walk if I can try it. I don't. It's a bit dodgy. I mean, really, it looks more or less the same, you know. But I think I won't do it in this video. I will be here all day. It's basically the same sort of thing. I mean, you know, it's basically just a case of, you know, changing the feet position to look like heels, like we're looking at the backs of the feet. Obviously, the knee won't be coming towards you as such. You know, like if I just quickly start a new one, I'll just delete this quickly. Yeah, just delete that. Bam, bam. Okay. Kind of dodgy, but let's do a new one. Okay. Do a new one really quickly. Close this down. Show you really quickly. And I'll just try that really quickly. In the next one, I'll be doing like hopefully doing some side walking, because I've got to study this anyway. You know, side walking. I mean, the ultimate thing really is just you got like these lines that are just getting longer. You know, it's just a case of knowing where the knees are, and then the foot that starts on its heel goes there with the toes pointed up. It then goes flat-footed. That's what it basically is. But let's just do that anyway. So we've got like enough frames there already. Let's get rid of 2 of those. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do some lines to start off with. Okay. So I'm gonna do one, and you just spread them out as far as you want the steps. So this is a pretty big step, right? Middle. Again, it's perspective too. I mean, if I had it like this, obviously then you're looking at something like a character that's like, you know, really high up there, you know, a character. Whereas in this one, the character's here, maybe you're looking slightly down or something, so it's just different, you know. But let's see. So we're going to have a line here with a line in the middle too, and we're going to have a couple of lines we'll have 3 for the feet and 3 for the knees. How about that? That's what it basically is. 3 for the feet and 3 for the knees, and then the hips, obviously. This is some weird looking legs, I must say, because of the way I've done the spreading and the spreading my legend. So I'm going to go here and I'll do this. Okay, so they're pretty long legs, I must say. a bit wider. I'm making them a bit wider. I'll make these really long so we can like use it for like multiple people just quickly. So one's for the back and one's for the front. Let's just do the front one again really quickly. The front one. Some practice. So one here. Okay. Boom. See? Boom is what it basically is. Bam, and then this one's down, right? See? That's basically what you're dealing with, basically. Then, both in the middle. That stays there. That stays there for the most part. You can move them a little bit, but you don't. For the most part, the foot goes flat down now here. Then the next one, they're still in the middle. The knees still in that middle one, but now the feet also move. One goes up and one goes down to meet the middle line, basically, and they're both flat, standing on that. Okay, and then the next frame we're doing it the other way around, so this one's longer, this one's lower. The one that's back there, everything's higher, the foot's higher, the knee's higher. The foot will be hanging as such, or just there. This one is toes up, okay, heel on the floor. Next one's same thing, but just like the toes down, you know, but the knee actually gets longer and meets the middle. Same with this one. It's a repetition, yeah, it's all repetition practice, you know. This one's the same, it's in the middle. This one's still hanging as such there, and the last one is they're both in the middle and just standing like frozen chips. So give it to that. Press play. You'll have a laugh, haven't you? So this one's walking. Oh, we've missed one thing out. Excuse me. Have we? middle, bam, down, same, back, middle. Oh, we didn't. There's the speed set wrong. That's what it is. Yeah, it's just the speed. Don't worry, guys. It's just the speed. Animation settings. Slow that right down. I'm just going to play too. That's why I thought there was a problem, but there's no problem. It's just the speed. Right or wrong? Oh, it's got a. Oh, I've set. It's the end time. I didn't set the end time. Now it's okay. See, now it's okay. For the most part, it's okay, right? It's the end. I've got to set the end time of the loop of the animation. So you've got the forward one, and we're going to have the back one as well. Let's do the back one. We're going to try and do this. This is literally from my mind now, so I don't know how I'm going to do it. But I think the initial idea is the same, right? So the character's walking away from us. So let's think about the points. This foot's got to be further away. This foot has got to be closer. On the wrong damn frame. Let's just get rid of that just quickly as well. Just distracting. Let's just have one visible on the right frame. We'll do it here, it's okay. And this one is here, right? Okay, so let's think about the position. It's still the same. We're dealing with the same pair of legs. We're just looking at it from another angle, right? So this is still in that position. And let's just keep the same rules as what we had like for the original thing. So you got to remember, the foot that's closer to us, the knee's lower, right? Yeah? The foot that's closer to us, the knee's lower. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that does make sense. So we're looking at basically the back of the knee. You know, hold on, make sure I'm the right one. The back of the knees here. Yeah, that's what it is. Rather than a U going down, we're talking about as an arch rather than this, you see. So that's that, okay. Back of the calf sort of thing. With this one's going to be higher, right? The one that's further away is still the same thing. It's just perspective is what it is. We're going to have this. This is going to be like this now. The heel is up on that foot, you see. And this foot, we're going to probably see the back of the, yeah, the foot's going to be like that, right? Something like that. This angle here. You're going to look at that like that. But not so much of it like, you think about that. Some of it, some of the foot. I'm trying to think. Okay, it is actually some of the foot like that, yeah, okay, like that. Let's have it like that for now. Now, the knees meet in the middle, remember? This foot is probably going to be, just trying to work this out myself. So there's not much change, I'm just following the rules that we had for the other one. Not much change. But this one goes now flat on the floor, like a heel. So you can see what it looks like. 1, 2. 1, 2. In the next frame, I'm trying to do it more like legs now. See, and they're going to be on the middle. And like with the heels, it's just seeing the backs of the heels, right? Let's go back to that one again. I still feel that there should be some kind of movement or something with this one. Like, trying to think, so this frame 1, 2, it kind of it seems like it should, this knee raises, right? So I'm thinking the foot should raise too. The same when you're dealing with those front walking animations as well. So if here, well, that makes better, that looks better, right? Looks better. So now we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go, this leg is here. This leg is now here. These toes up. You know. The one that's furthest from us, the knees higher. Okay, the foot's like, just like that. You don't need to worry too much. Bang. They both meet in the middle, the knees. This one goes now down, basically the heel, you know. This one then kind of like raises. I don't know. It's like it wouldn't move too much because it's still in the same kind of vicinity. So this is the thing. It just moves a little bit. See, 1, 2, boom, and the last one is really simple. You know, they meet in the middle. Right there, and then if I press play, if I just get rid of those 2 extra frames there, remove and pull, set this as the last frame, and then press play. We've got one that's walking away from us now, right? And remember as well, like you know, this could be anything. It could be walking away from us. So we could like do the background and everything. Have a road. What you'd do is you'd make things move past him. He's not going in any direction, but you like make lines coming towards us, like on the ground. Let's say. You know, let me give you an example really quickly. If I go here and add, let's say add 6 keyframes, bang, and then duplicate that as well. Go back there. I'll turn off the onion skin just quickly so we can see what we're doing. I'm also going to I will also just turn off these lines just for a second so you can see what we're doing. If I have a, let's say a road, we'll make a road for this guy, damn it. You know. Okay. You get the idea, okay. Yeah. Just like that. I'm not doing it all like, could do it even further, see. If I turn that off quickly there, do another one, turn this one back on. This is really funny actually. It looks more or less the same, right? But they're not. This one's the bottom of the foot, as I say, this one on the left. The first play though, you know, they're walking, look more or less the same, right? But they're not. The left one's walking towards us, the one that's further away is walking, no, the one that's facing away from us is walking away from us, as I say. So you've got this road here, and they're walking on the road. But this is the deal. See, this is where the difference is. I'll turn this one off quickly, and let's just make it really, really simple, right? I'll just do something really simple, like a shape or something, right? So we'll have something really simple. We'll do a tree or something. We'll do something like, we'll have a ball, and it gets, he's walking past this ball basically. I'll use my onion rings, I guess. Kind of extreme ness I've got there, I know, but still, you know, I'm not doing that the best perspective I know there, but you get the idea, okay? So if I press play now, see, he's walking past something, see? And that's how we do that. You know what I mean? So if I was to get rid of that quickly, go to the other one and turn that on, we'll do this one. What we need to do is we need to move this road over because of the angle we've got it. That's the only reason I'm saying that. And let's just do some. Let's just do something here. You know, so we're going to have. Let's just do like a line or something, just a straight line, literally as simple as that. Well, I'll do it a different way. What I'll do is I'll just do lines on the road. Just do that literally. Okay, lines on the road. So there's a couple of lines here, you know. To do that, make them move up as we go along. See, you know, and they just go back further as he walks. You see. So I'll turn that really faint now. Press play. You get the idea, right? You'd have some movement there going, you see. Just looks like he's walking along the path, you know. Now, that's basically it. Basically, I guess the only, if you wanted to do different things, you'd have to like position things differently. draw different kinds of legs, different kinds of characters, you know, stuff like that. The basic rule is, isn't it, that the foot's closer to us. The things that are closer to us, like, are lower. Obviously, the knees lower. The knees are split differently, high and low, in the initial step. Then they meet as the guy puts his foot flat on the floor. But for that, the feet stay in the same positions, or the same lines, heights and stuff. But then the thighs basically go in the next shot to the same length, so the knees meet up in a middle line. Then they stay that way as both feet then actually do move to a new position, which is the parallel line side by side. I hope this video has made a lot of sense. It's definitely been intriguing. I've learned a lot. I've been studying and I've been doing this. I'm sorry if it's a bit boring, but it's just been like a study thing for myself too. I'm going to work on side walks as well in the next video, do some study on that. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks.